we go.
An actress and one of the most influential people in India, is quoted as saying, "The fruit of your own hard work is the sweetest." Hard work, commitment, discipline, responsibility, these are all things that you have to learn. They don't come natural and they don't always, you don't inherit them. However, these are also the things that most of the time create the most enjoyable things in our life. Relationships, jobs, hobbies, and in my case, a bond between a man and his farm animal. See, it all started one fateful April afternoon out in the pasture. I come across one of my family's cows. She had just given birth to twins. We were very excited. However, after a couple of minutes, she stood up, took one of them, and walked away and took it to join the herd, while the other one just kind of sat there, curled up in a ball under a tree. Now, cows do oftentimes abandon one of their twins just because they can't support both. But my dad and I wanted to hopefully give this calf a chance for a normal cow life. But at midnight, after 11 hours of waiting, his mom didn't come back for him. So we had to kidnap the calf. Now, we don't have much experience in kidnapping calves, so our situation is a little bit more understandable. But my dad, in his hubris, thought that a 45-year-old man has more strength than an 11-hour-old newborn calf. He was wrong. As he went down to scoop up little baby calf, the calf fought him, and it let out a blood-curdling scream and started kicking at him. And then it started running away. So we just kind of like chased after it, and our technique was just kind of falling on it and trying to pin it to the ground so it didn't get away. So after an embarrassingly long amount of time trying to fall on this calf, we finally get him. We're both laying on him. I tied his back legs with my shirt, and we throw him in the back seat of my dad's truck, where we start our hour-and-a-half long journey back home. Now, you're all wondering, Kellan, you were just so wise in the ways of the calf. How did you tame this beast in the back seat? How did you quell his rage? I have an answer. Headlocks. I kept that angry little calf in a headlock for an hour and a half because my life depended on it. Because if he got up and started running around, he was not sitting back down. But after a while, we got him home, fed him, declared our night a success, moved him to the backyard. The next day, I assumed my responsibilities as the caretaker of the calf. Every morning at 7 a.m., I would get up and make a half-gallon of milk, put it in the world's biggest baby bottle, and go out and feed them. Now, calves have an instinct that whenever they're nursing, they headbutt the udder in order to just kind of get more milk. So as I'm feeding this calf, his only goal is to drive his head through the bottle and into my gut. And he is so good at this. It is just, it's honestly impressive. Even whenever I don't have a bottle, he still just thinks I'm this infinite source of milk. And so he comes up, gets between my legs, and just headbutts. I would argue that there is nothing more humiliating than being cheap-shotted by a newborn calf over and over and over again. I was exhausted. I felt like a teen dad who just somehow got in charge of the most violent baby ever. However, eventually the good things started to come. As time went on, I grew more comfortable with him, and he grew more comfortable with me. He started being a little bit more playful, a little bit less aggressive. I could go out and sit down and read a book, and he'd lay down next to me and take a nap. He would run around like a little puppy dog, and I even got him to learn how to come whenever I whistled. I kind of found myself attached to this cow. he was fun, and even though he was a male and I knew that he was gonna have to be dinner at some point, I was attached. So I decided to give him a name. His former name, J401, wasn't very endearing. So we went with Ket the cat. Today, Ket is doing very well. He integrated back into the herd and now spends his days following the other little calves. However, he still runs around whenever we whistle for him. He still loves to be pet and scratched. And isn't afraid to headbutt us just to remind us of the good old days. And he's still a super fun part of my life. You see, raising Ket taught me a lot about hard work. It was a lot of effort to raise him. It was a lot of commitment and responsibility. It was a commitment to not sleep past 7 a.m. for 2 months. It was a commitment to be there twice a day, every day, to feed him. However, the fruit of my hard work not only resulted in the opportunity to get to give this cat a chance at life, but also resulted in the opportunity for me to get the chance to enjoy raising him and to have a lot of fun doing it. Now I look back and see the early mornings, the cheap shots as worth it, just based on the fulfillment and satisfaction and fun that he brought me. And so I would advise you all, if you have to put effort into something, make it worthwhile because it can have long-term results. That here, like you can just chill in the trailer.
Okay. All right. This is all very clear.